Like hundreds of millions like her, Xiangju is determined to get out of Beijing and home to her village in rural Hubei for the Lunar New Year celebration, the most important festival in the Chinese calendar. Despite recently undergoing major surgery for torn ligaments in her knee, she braves the crowded trains, buses, boats and cars that will take her 1,500 kilometers from Beijing to her home near the Three Gorges Dam on the Yangtze River.
心情非常激动，高兴。见着家乡人嘛，是吧？一种非常亲切的感觉。就是在了老家之后，不管是吃的还是就说不管是什么东西，就感到特别归乡那个这个特别浓，包括吃饭也吃得香。
She stops off briefly in the town where her 14-year-old daughter attends school on her own, while both parents work in big cities far away. Then she observes tradition and goes to visit the village where she was born, and where her elderly aunt is the only close family member left. Xiangju has spent the last few years working as a nanny and domestic servant in the houses of wealthy Beijing professionals. But her ultimate dream is to return to this peaceful village, away from the smog, expense and discrimination of the Chinese capital.
我为什么不愿意待在大城市？因为那里面的水的资源，就是吃的就是蔬菜这些之类的，空气也没这边好，真的。就是说，因为像老家的话，这边不管是空气也好，水也好，都特别。 水特别清澈，这可以说是泉水。在我回老家之后吧，以后可以自己种菜，这个丰衣足食，那都是绿色的，没有污染。不会在大城市买房子。第一是，现在也没这个资金；第二，还是不想待在大城市。
Underscoring her connection to this picturesque spot on the banks of the Yangtze, the name of the village is Xiangjiawan, or Xiang Family Bay. And most of the 200 or so people who live here share the surname Xiang. The next part of her journey involves taking another bus over tall mountain passes with her estranged husband, who she barely speaks to. Eventually they arrive at her brother's stewed meat shop, where her mother, nephew, sister-in-law and 2 daughters are waiting for her to celebrate the Chinese New Year. The festival itself is a whirlwind of eating, drinking, fireworks, and eventually settling in on a cold evening to watch the televised Spring Festival Gala, a propaganda-style pageant of saccharine patriotic songs and tame comedy routines that is watched by most of China. After a few days of rest, Xiangju is off again back to Beijing to visit her doctors and get back to work so she can pay off the enormous medical bill she has racked up from her operation.
现在最后回北京，第一件事是复查之后养伤。 珍惜早点康复之后上班之前，这是我最大心愿。
The journey back to Beijing amidst the heaving throngs is just as fraught and stressful as her earlier trip. But this one is made harder because she knows it'll probably be another year before she sees her children or her aging mother again.
现在是一片茫然，还不知道怎么做。回去做复查之后自己养伤。 不知道，心里已经空白。